Hello everyone, welcome to Waterpolo University introduction video that unfortunately I couldn't do live on Instagram because it's a new account. So I decided to make a YouTube video that I'll post and then you can see it on your own pace. Unfortunately we won't have the live comments, but hopefully they will allow me to have the Instagram video at some point this month. So first of all, to introduce myself, I'm Marco. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. Originally, I'm coming from Montenegro, where I am currently. And I played for a local club called Jadran Herceg-Novi. And then I went to university at San Jose State in the USA. And I played for San Jose State University, and it was in duration of 3 years. And then after that, I started coaching, and then I started working in the industry, not in Waterpolo, but still at the same time, I was managing to coach and to do the coaching in the clubs, private lessons, and different kind of things, which is one of the reasons why I started doing the online Waterpolo school. So first of all, the question, why am I doing this? Especially now, because I am on a break between, I have a full-time job, I work in finance, and I'm on a break from middle July until October, since I'm moving from San Jose to Cayman Islands. And firstly, why am I doing this in my free time? First of all, is because I think Waterpolo is a sport that I really like, and I've been playing it for more than 15 years. And after that, I was coaching it for a couple years, and it was two different kind of experiences. I liked both of them in different ways. But what is my honest opinion is that Waterpolo is currently underrated sport that would be good to build a little bit on a higher level. And after I stopped playing, I continued. Let's wait for this person to pass. So after I stopped playing, I started coaching in the club. And by the time I also started doing the lessons one-on-one, which really helped me see a Waterpolo from a different perspective, in a sense that whatever was being muscle memory for me, now I'm supposed to explain it to someone else. And that really brought me back to learning again the basics of Waterpolo, which I think are the key for any kind of Waterpolo career that you want to have. Because really, if you don't master the fundamentals at the beginning, it's going to be really, really hard to level up after you're 14. And in my whole coaching career, I think that I enjoyed the most and I had the most success in coaching players age 10 to 14. And that is why I decided to open an online Waterpolo school where I could reach to more people and help them really master the fundamentals of Waterpolo. Because as I said previously, it's nearly impossible to become any kind of the successful player if you don't have your basics of Waterpolo in a perfect condition. So, as I mentioned before, I think that Waterpolo is currently really underrated sport in the world for various reasons. Not enough people are playing it, not enough people are watching it, and not enough people are promoting it. And I think that as a sport, it's worth more than it's currently in the world. And again, that's why I want to have a reach to more people. And by doing that in person, I'm very limited because there is only a certain amount of hours in a day. There is only a certain amount of pools that we have in all of the countries. So this is the way that I'm trying to get to all of you and to help you get the fundamentals better. So in that sense, I would just speak quickly what kind of fundamentals I'm speaking about. For example, for all the players aged 10 to 14, if you don't learn the body position by that time, it's a very high chance that you're not going to be able to learn it at all. Because when you do something one time, and if you do it in a wrong way, you need to do it 3 times just to make a positive 0, and you need to do it 4 times to make some kind of progress. So in that case, if you are passing from the wrong body position until you are 14, it's just so many reps that in order to fix that, you would need to play Waterpolo until you're 35 and really put effort in doing that. That's why getting the body position in a correct form is really, really important in the age of 10 to 14. Hopefully 10 to 12, but let's say if you are 12 to 14 as well, you have time. And this is where most people are messing up, especially in the USA, because you are trying to skip this part as a young player, and then you arrive at the age of 15, 16, when you're simply blocked and there is no way to make any kind of the further progress because you simply didn't finish the fundamentals of it. And that's why we don't put out that many players who go to college as much as we have in the younger generations in the clubs. The second part that we are not understanding very well is spacing. Spacing in the offense and spacing in the defense, but especially spacing in the offense. And this is again something that can be learned in the older age as well, but preferably it will be in the younger one, because this spacing is something that can quickly improve our game by 30%, because it's a simple math. If you were scoring one goal, let's say in one game, and you were spending around 10 seconds in the parameter of the other team, if you would simply increase that time spent in that what I call danger zone, you would have double the chance to score 2 goals. And it's nothing more complicated than that is. That is the second part, and it's a quick thing to do, and not that hard. So it's another one next to the body position, which is important to master by the age of 14. And the next part, third thing, is just communication with your teammates and communication with your coach. Simply knowing how to say things that are important for the game, how to receive a feedback from the coach, how to communicate with the teammates and with the coach during the game. This is something also that you need to understand your role as a teammate, and you need to understand your role as a coachable player. And those things together will give you a really good base that you might become something later in the future as a player. It doesn't guarantee, but it gives you a good base. But what is guaranteed is that if you don't make those successful, that you won't be able to be a professional player. Because it's simply set as that. And I always like to compare it. If you're trying to build a building that has multiple floors, the base needs to be really set in a solid condition. Because simply if you don't have enough strength in that base floor, you're not going to be able to build any of the multiple floors on it. And then it's going to be really hard to have a good and big building for it. So that my advice by the age of 10 to 14 is really mastering those fundamentals, really committing time to understand the body position and to understand how to do it, when to do it, why to do it. The next part, understanding the spacing in the offense and in the defense. And the third part is just to know how to speak with your teammates, how to speak with your coach, how to explain yourself, and how to understand how to be a coachable person. With those three things together, you're going to have a very solid base as a Waterpolo player, which you can build on later. And all of those things, as I'm speaking about them, I am making courses for it, or I already have the courses for those three, and they are in the school. And as I'm speaking about the things that are important, as I said, at the same time, I'm trying to make different variations to show you how to do it, so that you don't need to look anywhere else other than Waterpolo University for this kind of information. And as I said before, it is my passion and it is my goal to expand Waterpolo to different cities, to different countries as well, and to give a good base to the players for their future careers, so they have the option later to be or not to be a Waterpolo player. Because if you miss them at the beginning, the decision is already made. The important thing, what I believe, is that you can have an option, that you can continue playing after 14, but there are some things that you really need to master by that age. And after you do that, you will be able to, as I said, continue or not continue your career. And also a little bit of my background. As I said, I played in Jadran and Herzegovina. I also played for Montenegro national team. I was never explaining myself as a big talent in the sport. I did make success in the junior teams because I was very diligent and I was a good teammate and I was a coachable person. But I wasn't talented. And that was, at some point, that was also enough to make some success in the junior age as well, and later to play in D1. So I went through the experience of not being talented but still being successful in the sport, and I believe that everyone else with discipline and with consistency will be able to achieve any level of water polo that you want to do in your life. just by applying the techniques that I'm speaking about in this video and in the rest of the school. And I invite you to join our Waterpolo community, to share this with your friends, to share some useful tips, and as well to give me the feedback about all the things that I'm doing. I would like to hear that. Just I'm asking you to help us to develop and to expand this Waterpolo community that we are developing right now. And hopefully in a couple years we'll see more of the cities playing the sport, more of the countries playing the sport, and it will make me happy, and all of these things are going to make sense. And just to tell you, I'm not a YouTuber. I didn't even have Instagram before I started Waterpolo University, and as you will see in some of the videos, I'm really trying to get to the point. I'm not trying to make videos to look super professional, but I'm trying to put it that much, that quality that you're able to understand what is the point. But is it going to be the prettiest video that you're going to see in your life? Probably not. And it's all of those things are new for me as well. As you see, I need to have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram account. Also, I need to build the courses on the website. So it's all the first time for me from the technical side, outside of Waterpolo. So that adds an additional challenge, and that's why your feedback really helps me understand what to fix and what is good for you, what is the best way that you are able to learn and understand the materials. So again, if you have a second for that feedback, well, once you start using the courses, it will be great. But I just wanted to make this video. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm just going to post it as it is. And I'm not sure if I mentioned, I'm currently in Montenegro because I'm on a break between my full-time job in Cayman Islands. So I'm going to be moving from San Jose to Cayman Islands in October. And thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to send to the email in the description, and feel free also to subscribe on the newsletter and to try some of the courses, or just follow us on Instagram, waterpolo.university. And if you find any of the things useful, feel free to share it with your friends or other people who might be interested in something like this. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video.